Before I begin this video, of course, I have to let you all know, of course, I still got that bullshit hate speech copying community guideline strikes on me, so I can't upload videos for a damn week on my main channel, so I'm putting this on my backup channel for right now, and then when I'm able to upload videos again, I'll put it back on the main channel. So this will probably be long after week 3 is done, but of course, I've already made my picks by then, so you can't say I'm wrong by then. I'm just re-uploading it. So now with that out of the way, we are now 2 weeks into the 2019 NFL season, and of course, I'm enjoying the hell out of it, as it's time for my week 3 picks, as last week I went 12-4, hell yeah! And 2 of those games were really close, so if I made the different pick, I would have been 14-2, which would tie my best confirmed record ever, which week 1, 2015, I went 14-2 that week. That's the best I've ever gotten so far in my picks. And hopefully get to keep this momentum up off to a solid start to the year in terms of my picks. And of course, here's the playoff stands at the season end today. In the AFC, it's the Chiefs and Ravens with the byes, with the Texans at the Patriots, and Bills at the Colts. And in the NFC, it's the Packers and 49ers with the byes, with the Seahawks at the Cowboys, and the Rams at the Buccaneers. And my Super Bowl prediction right now would be the Chiefs beating the Packers. How about that? For the 100th season, it would be the rematch of the first ever Super Bowl with the Chiefs getting the revenge right now. But who knows? They play each other in November, so we'll see what happens then. But now it's time for my week 3 picks. So we start off with Thursday night tonight, of course. And that is the Titans at the Jaguars, as the Jaguars try to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2016. As the Titans lost a hard-fought close game against the Colts. They played better than I thought, but they just couldn't pull it off. First time they lost since 2012 when Andrew Luck wasn't a starter. That's not a good sign for them. And then the Jaguars, they played so hard against the Texans on the road. They almost won too. Remember, they got that touchdown, but instead of going for the extra point to tie it and force overtime, they decided to go for the win and just fell short, unfortunately. And of course, I can't remember. I keep forgetting they're on backups today, but he did a solid job for his first start. Let's see how well he could do for the rest of the year, of course. And of course, for this is going to be probably a defensive struggle as hell. And of course, who you trust more? The Titans, believe it or not, have beaten are 5-1, I believe, against the Jaguars in the last 3 years. They swept them the last 2 years too, remember. So with that in mind, plus I trust Mariota more and I trust the backup for Jaguars at the moment still, I'm picking the Titans for this one, but I won't be surprised if the Jaguars somehow pull it off, because I know how inconsistent the Titans are. And then we get to Sunday action, starting off with the Bengals at the Bills for the first time since 2015, I believe it was, as the Bengals are trying to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2017, and the Bills are trying to get 3-0 for the first time since 2011. Remember, that was the game where they pulled out that comeback against the Patriots, and the Bengals, oh my god, they got destroyed by the 49ers last week. That was embarrassing. And the Bills did play pretty damn good against the Giants last week, pretty good shutting them down offensively. Now, of course, looks like the main worry for the Bills is going to be Andy Dalton, surprisingly. He's having a good season so far, even though they're 0-2. And I can't remember the the wide receiver. I just looked up his stats the Bengals have. He leads the league in receiving yards. That's another thing they're going to watch out for. But the Bills are at home. They got a good defense. And they're on a roll right now, unlike the Bengals. So I'm picking the Bills for this one. But I guess I won't be surprised here if the Bengals somehow get it. And then it's the Dolphins at the Cowboys for the first time since 2011. And how about this? First time since 1989 the Dolphins visited the Cowboys, and it was not on Thanksgiving. Jeez, God, that took a long time. As the Dolphins are trying to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2009, and the Cowboys are trying to get the 3-0 for the first time since 2008. As the Dolphins, of course, got destroyed by the Patriots. It was really close still, score-wise, until the fourth quarter where the Dolphins just completely imploded, and the Cowboys beat the Redskins pretty handedly last week. They're looking pretty damn good right now. They're exceeding my expectations at the moment. Of course, they've struggled against the Dolphins historically the last bunch of years, especially when they host them. So I would not underestimate them, especially around this time of the year in the last bunch of years where a losing team would all of a sudden blow up out of nowhere and get their first win of the year. So Cowboys, don't underestimate the Dolphins whatsoever. I'm picking the Dolphins. Not the Dolphins. I'm picking the Cowboys for this one, but I won't be surprised if the Dolphins somehow get it out and come out with a win. And then it's the Broncos at the Packers for the first time since 2011, as the Broncos are trying to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 1999, and the Packers are trying to go 3-0 for the first time since 2015, as the Broncos, oh man, struggled against the Bears defense. Then Flacco pulled off that incredible touchdown, made the comeback, but their defense choked and let the Bears get that field goal to win it. That stings. You know you could have won that. And the Packers, they looked really good against the Vikings, but then they kind of crapped the bed and let them score 1600 points, but still got the win. God, the Broncos, of course, are in a mess right now. They haven't beaten the Packers in Lambeau since God knows who long. Maybe never, for all I know. I'm not sure if the last time they beat them, but it's not been like the last 20 years or so. The Broncos are struggling. Packers are looking solid right now. And the Broncos defense, which would probably give the Packers a lot of heat problem with the offensive line problems, they haven't been really doing much. They've underachieved so far this year, so I'm picking the Packers for this one. And then it's the Falcons at the Colts for the first time since 2011, as the Falcons, oh boy, that was a really needed comeback against the Eagles right there. Almost choked it right there. And the Colts managed to make that comeback victory against the Titans, and looking pretty damn good right now at the moment. Oh my God, of course the Colts are also making their home debut this year finally. Falcons, they're not looking really good right now, even though they got the big break with Breeze out for right now. They have a good chance to run away with this division, but it's not going to be easy. Matt Ryan is getting sacked to oblivion, and he's not doing good. He's already thrown 5 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. He is not looking good at all right now. That's definitely not good for them. Whereas, so far, Jacoby Brissett has definitely performed a lot better than I expected right now. And plus, the Colts are at home. They've had very close games. They could have easily been 2-0 right now. I'm picking the Colts for this one. And then we get to the huge AFC matchup with the #1 seed on the line right now, and a rematch from last year. And hopefully there'll be a big one like that last one. The Ravens at the Chiefs for the 2nd year in a row. I wish this game was done later in the year like last year, as the Ravens try to go 3-0 for the first time since 2016, and the Chiefs are trying to go 3-0 for the 3rd year in a row. As remember last year, that incredible game where the Ravens almost pulled it off against the Chiefs on the road, forced overtime, but they just couldn't get it in the end. As the Ravens, yeah, they beat the Cardinals, but honestly, they kind of did not do as good as I would hope. They did not do good really whatsoever. They almost lost to the Cardinals in one way. They were only a score behind. And the Chiefs, after struggling that first quarter, they dominated the Raiders the rest of the way pretty much. At this game, I was really worried about because the way the Ravens handled the offseason, letting T. Sizzle, C.J. Mosley, Eric Well, and all them go. I'm like, it's not looking good. And after seeing the Ravens beat 2 very bad teams, now they got to go up against their first main real contender. I thought going into this game, starting from like last year, I thought the Ravens were going to get this, but I don't feel confident right now. I'm picking the Chiefs for this one, but I won't be surprised if the Ravens somehow defy the odds and somehow get it. And then it's the Raiders at the Vikings for the first time since 2011, as the Raiders got their asses beat by the Chiefs last week, even though they were looking good the first quarter, as they can't ever beat the Chiefs for some reason when they host them. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they got crushed by the Packers, even if they made the into a 1-score game at the end. Oh boy, of course, this is the Raiders' first game on the road, and the Vikings look much better when they're hosting. I'm picking the Vikings for this one. If the Raiders somehow get this one, I'll be stunned. And then it's the Jets at the Patriots, as the Jets are trying to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2003. I looked it up. Wow, that's how long it's been. Meanwhile, the Patriots are trying to go 3-0 for the first time since 2016. I mean, what else is there to say? The Patriots destroyed the Dolphins, as they being kind of close for what the spread was supposed to be, and the Jets got crushed by the Browns. It's going to be the Patriots. God, when was the last time the Jets beat the Patriots in Foxborough in the regular season? Not in the last 10... Oh, 2008. That's right. 2008 was the last time they'd done that, and that's not going to be the case tonight. This Sunday. I'm picking the Patriots easily. And then it's the Lions at the Eagles for the first time since 2013, as the Lions pull off that defensive comeback against the Chargers. Wow, that was impressive. And they showed a major kryptonite for the Chargers. That's for damn sure. Meanwhile, the Eagles... They almost pulled it off against the Falcons, but that team did not look good on last Sunday night, especially Carson Wentz. That did not look good whatsoever. And you know what? I know the Eagles could probably prove me wrong and easily get this win, but in an upset, I'm picking the Lions for this one. Right now, Matthew Stafford's playing better than Carson Wentz, and their defense looks like it's playing better. I mean, we already saw the Lions almost beat the Cardinals when they should have, when they choked it, and they beat the Chargers, a playoff team from last year. I think they're going to probably do it right now, but I won't be surprised either if the Eagles get it, but I'm picking the Lions for this in an upset. Watch how we prove it wrong and have pie all over my face. And then we get to the 4 p.m. games. Start off with the Panthers at the Cardinals for the first time since 2013, as the Panthers try to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2010. As the Panthers, I mean, yeah, they struggled on Thursday night. Cam Newton sacked to oblivion again. He can't get anyone go. I mean, can't make any touchdown whatsoever. And oh my God, it's been very disappointing this year. Not really looking good for him. I knew they were going to probably struggle this year, but I didn't think I was going to expect them to go to 0-2 to start the year. That's unbelievable. And the Cardinals, for being probably still the worst team in the NFC in my eyes, they've done pretty good right now. 1-1. Murray is doing okay, and they managed to make that comeback against the Lions, almost won that but forced a tie, and they kept it a one-score game against the Ravens. That's pretty impressive. And the way they're playing right now, and the Panthers are struggling, I'm picking the Cardinals for this one. And we'll see if they can pull it off, especially since the Cardinals actually have a pretty good history hosting the Panthers. They haven't lost to them since 2009, and both times they played against Cam Newton, they pretty much dominated, especially last time in 2013. So we'll see what happens there. I'm picking the Cardinals, but watch the Panthers somehow get it. And then it's the Giants at the Buccaneers for the first time since 2017, as the Giants are trying to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2017. As the Giants, oh my God, that offense is so shit. Even Saquon's so shit. And I found out, I heard this on Twitter, I'm not 100% sure, I probably should look it up again, but from what I heard, Daniel Jones might actually start this game. That's what I've heard. I gotta look up again if it's 100% confirmed. If that's the case, they better need to, because he's definitely the future now. They got to see how he does now since Eli's not doing good whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers did a pretty solid job, especially defensively, beating the Panthers on Thursday night. And right now, they're leading the NFC South just barely. And with the Saints having their injury problems, they and along with the Falcons might have a shot to start getting a lead on the Saints to maybe run away with the division. And since I'm not sure how Daniel Jones is going to do, and the way the Buccaneers have been playing right now, especially after last week, and of course that terrible offensive line that the Giants have, which we saw what the Buccaneers did last Thursday against the Panthers. Now they're at home against an even worse offensive line. I'm picking the Buccaneers for this one, especially since they've done a pretty good job against the Giants the last bunch of years. Then it's the Texans at the Chargers for the first time since 2013, as we got a matchup of two playoff teams. The Texans, of course, barely beat the Jaguars. They got really lucky that the Jaguars failed that 2-point conversion, and they're lucky that they didn't try and go for overtime and force that. Who knows, the Jaguars might have been able to pull off an upset, as they're not looking good right now. That was an impressive game against the Saints, but again, hosting the Jaguars, that was not really good whatsoever. That's really concerning, especially since Deshaun Watson, of course, once again, the leading quarterback with sacks. They can't ever protect him for the life of them. Meanwhile, the Chargers, wow, the Lions actually pulled off the comeback on you. Holy shit, that was definitely a wake-up call, especially after the Colts almost pulled off the comeback on you too. That's 2 games where you had leads in the fourth quarter, and you let the comebacks happen. You just barely got against the Colts. So you got to be worrisome right here, as this game might actually be a defensive struggle, as I'm sure Phillip Rivers and Deshaun Watson will be sacked to oblivion, but I trust the Chargers a lot more. They're at home, and I'm picking the Chargers for this one. And then it's the Saints at the Seahawks for the first time since 2013. Remember that incredible Monday night game in that divisional playoff matchup, as the Seahawks are trying to go 3-0 for the first time since 2013. And of course, I told you, the Saints cannot beat the Rams on the road. That's been proven and time again, and it was proven again once again. But of course, even worse now is Drew Brees. Oh my God, the Iron Man, who only missed 1 game since he was became their quarterback in 2006, is going to miss up to 6 weeks with that wrist injury, or thumb injury, whatever. Oh, that's going to sting. They should consider themselves lucky right now. The NFC South is not looking good right now. Panthers struggling, Falcons struggling, Buccaneers are not really good yet still, so it's not like the end of the world. They still maybe can maybe have a shot to still get the division because it's not going to probably look good right now. But that's not really good because this upcoming bunch of weeks are not going to be easy. And I'm picking the Seahawks for this one. I'm not sure how Teddy Bridgewater is going to do. We saw how he did against the Rams, and now against the Seahawks. At least he'll probably maybe play better because he'll actually be repping and practicing stuff. But I'm picking the Seahawks for this one. And then it's the Steelers at the 49ers for the first time since 2011. Remember that game with the, Monday night where the power went out on them twice? I remember that. As the Steelers try to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2013. Meanwhile, the 49ers are trying to go 3-0 for the first time since 1998. That's how long it's been, 21 years for them. As the Steelers, oh boy, Big Ben gone for the year now. So the whole triple threat, the triple crown, the killer bees, all of them are gone. Le'Veon gone, AB gone, now Big Ben gone for a year, and who knows, maybe gone for the rest. Maybe he'll retire at the end of the year after that injury. So now Mason Rudolph is going to be the quarterback for the year. He did pretty good against the Seahawks on Sunday, although they just couldn't pull off the victory in the end. Meanwhile, the 49ers dominant against the Bengals. Now they're at home right now. They're looking really good right now. Now, of course, as historical for the Steelers, this is going to be a trap game, as the Steelers always struggled the last bunch of years against teams that they should not lose to. And funny enough, I actually picked them to lose against the 49ers for the entire season going into this game, even with Big Ben in, because they, like I said, it's a trap game, and they have not beaten the 49ers on the road in a long time. I think since 1999 was the last time they beat the 49ers out on the road. That's how long it's been. By the way, that's the last time they did a Monday night game, not a non-Monday night game when they visited the 49ers too. I'm picking the 49ers for this one, but watch the Steelers somehow defy the odds and ruin it and somehow get the win despite not having Big Ben. That would be something. And then we get to Sunday night, a reference to the 100th anniversary of the league, as it's the Rams at the Browns for the first time since 2011, as the Rams try to go 3-0 for the second year in a row, as the Rams, of course, this is a reference to the Rams originally were the Cleveland Rams before they moved to LA and then St. Louis and back and all. As the Rams dominate against the Saints, to my no surprise, even with Breeze injured. Meanwhile, the Browns dominate against the Jets, but, that's the Jets without Sam Darnold, so that's not really much of a surprise. The Browns, unfortunately, right now, that was an impressive victory, but they're not looking really good right now, especially Baker Mayfield. He's not having a good year so far. 2 touchdowns and 4 picks. That's definitely a worrisome sign. He's already thrown half the interception they threw last year. Meanwhile, the Rams, I still think they're going to have stuff for a Super Bowl hangover. Right now, they're looking pretty good at the moment. I'm actually going to pick the Rams for this one and watch the Browns somehow prove me wrong and end up doing good in this game. And then we get to Monday night. This will be a defensive slugfest, as the Bears are at the Redskins for the first time since 2013, as the Redskins try to avoid 0-3 for the first time since 2013, as the Bears, wow, what a comeback that was against the Broncos. Dominant defensively. You let Flacco get that touchdown 2-point conversion to take the lead, and then the Broncos let the Bears get that field goal in the end. I guess that's what happens when you actually have a good kicker, too, to help you out, as their offense is so bad. I would say up there is like one of the worst offenses in the league right now. It is absolutely atrocious. They're going to have to rely on that defense even more than they did last year. Meanwhile, the Redskins, it's incredible. They're 0-2, yet Case Keenum is doing pretty damn good. 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions last I checked. I don't know what's going on with them. Maybe defensively, because they definitely let the Cowboys and Eagles put up over 30 points on them. Oh boy, nothing's going right for the Redskins right now. I'm picking the Bears for this one. Let's see if the Redskins can do really good against an actual good elite defense too. And watch all of a sudden the Bears' offense will suck so badly. Or as Jeff Schlegday says, calls them Midday Mitch and can't remember what he called Matt Nagy, that they cannot do good on night games. I'm picking the Bears for this one, but watch the Redskins somehow get it. So those are my picks for Week 3. I can't wait for Titans and Jaguars tonight. And of course, remember, this video will be uploaded right back on my channel whenever I'm uploading videos again, which, since I got my strike before the Monday night game last week, I guess I'm not going to be able to upload this till Monday afternoon or whatever it was next week. So tune in for then. And of course, remember when this video goes up, I made these picks already, so you can't say I'm just like changed my mind or whatever at that time. I can't wait for this week, and I can't wait for Week 4 as well.